What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today's stream, I'm going to be talking about the LG G5, some of the leaks in the specs, and we're going to be talking about the holiday sales as well, too. Just want to say welcome, everyone. My name is Max, and hopefully everyone enjoyed the stream. So I'm just going ahead and just testing this mic out again. Let me know if everyone in the chat can hear me. Just let me know. Just doing the test right now. How's the mic? Doing the mic test right now. Mic test 1 2 1 2. Mic test 1 2 1 2. All right. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Just give me just a second and just wait a couple minutes for people to kind of join the chat and stuff. So give me just a second. I'll go ahead and do that. Okay. How's everyone going? Had to get my charger right quick. Hopefully everyone can see me right now. It will come on just a second. I just had to charge my laptop. I just realized I forgot the charger on the laptop. All right, so can anyone hear me? I know I'm probably repeating myself, but today I'm decided to do some streaming today, and yeah, because I know it's the holiday season. I thought would be best to kind of like talk about Black Friday sales and talk about the latest leaks from LG G5, and then talk about some other leaks as well for LCD panels. I'd like to dive into as well. But other than that, welcome everyone. Let me know in the chat if everyone can hear me. How's the mic? Does it sound good? Sound bad? How's the video? How's the audio? Hopefully in the chat and stuff. But let's go ahead and transition into the latest news. Let me know if anyone can see my screen. I'm about to go ahead and share that right now. And let me go ahead and talk about that. Hey, what's going on, CJ? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for showing some love by putting something in the chat. I'm about to go ahead and pop up the latest news from LG G5. So I know it's been reported a couple of days ago, but I was going to do a video on this, but then I was kind of like thinking to myself, like, I'm going to start streaming more. So why not just go ahead and stream this? I thought it'd be a good opportunity as well to get like a live interaction with everyone in the group and see what everyone's thoughts are. And yeah, and just go from there. I want to get that interaction with everyone. So just go ahead and just me going and filming it, doing the edit and stuff. I do have a video that's going to be coming out either tomorrow or Friday. I'm trying to decide. It's going to be on the latest deals on Black Friday from BJ, Sam's Club, Best Buy, and Micro Center as well. And I thought it'd be a good opportunity to kind of do that. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the latest news or latest gossip about LG. So if y'all didn't know, and I do want to give a shout out to HG High Def News. He's the one that posted this on Twitter. I still call it Twitter. I know it's X now, but he did post this, so I want to give him a shout out because the credit does go to him. But yeah, LG 2025 is going according to Flat Panel HG is certified to be 165 hertz support. So initially on the G4 we had 144 hertz, and now LG for the G5 for the flagship TVs is going to 165 hertz, which I think is kind of interesting. So if you're a PC fan and who have a PC and games specifically on the PC and don't really care about the consoles, this is something that's going to be up your alley. And I think LG is definitely trying to press the envelope when it comes to technology. And I think it's a benefit that they are doing more than 144 hertz or even 120 hertz, which I think is great. But yeah, this is something that Flat Panel HD did announce from looking at the latest leaks. And then on top of that, too, I don't know if the C5 is going to have the 165 hertz. I believe so, because usually LG C5 kind of follows suit what the G5 has, except for the MLA technology. But when it comes to the gaming portion of it, LG does kind of like migrate some of that technology to the lower models. So C5 may get the 165 hertz, but don't quote me on that. But my suspicion is that more than likely they will. But yeah, that's just kind of like my 2 cents. They didn't go into any more details besides 165 hertz, which I thought was interesting. But hopefully we'll get some new information later in the future. Well, hopefully sooner in the future, depending on who's able to find out some more information. But let me know what everyone's thoughts are about the 165 hertz panel from LG, and if this is something that's going to be up your alley, especially running at 4K and 165 hertz and stuff. So let me know in the comments what everyone's thoughts are. But other than that, I think this is pretty good. All right, let me go ahead and wait a little bit before I go ahead and switch topics a little bit. I do have something that I do want to kind of like dive into and talk about as well. Let me go ahead and switch that off. And stuff. So give me just a second. And then let me know if anyone can see this. I thought this was also good news as well, as in this is switching up. Going to take a few seconds. But one thing that I thought was interesting, especially for people who are into the LCD realm, if anybody didn't know, I'm a huge fan of LCD TVs, mini LED TVs. I know that OLED is still considered supreme when it comes to top TVs, but I do like the idea that LCDs are getting better over the years, and they are getting better with their technology. And in my opinion, I think they also are closing the gap when it comes to OLED technology. I know people are probably going to go ahead and debate in the comments, talking about the self-emissive pixels. I get it and stuff, but it's just nice to see that LCD, when it comes to mini LED TVs, they're not done yet, and they still pushing the envelope when it comes to technology. And so I do want to kind of bring this article up as well, because I thought this was going to be kind of interesting as well, as in the 2025 Samsung and TCL TVs to get wider viewing angles. And one thing they kind of mentioned as well too, that they're going to adopt an upgraded version of the VA LCD panels for the next year TV models, and that was confirmed by the panel suppliers. So that's something that is going to be interesting as well. The technology or the panels specifically is going to be called WHVA. So the W stands for the wide viewing angles. Panel technology is supposed to be an evolution of the additional VA LCD that's found in the majority of TVs models today. And it's supposed to improve significantly when it comes to the contrast and the color saturation, especially when it comes to LCD TVs, which is a good thing. They do have a video right here, which I'm not going to show because I don't want to have any issues when they get the copyright infringement. But the idea is that you know that when it comes to LCD TVs from this year or even the previous year, viewing angles always has been an issue when it comes to when it comes to degrading in picture quality and specifically when you're sit off angles. And it's been a lot of issues for mini LED specifically for this year. Not like higher end models, I think is not too bad, but you do notice the differences when you sit at a certain angle from the TV here and there, and you start to see that the colors will start to degrade or start to look washed out in certain angles, or you may see some darker scenes where you may see blooming, more susceptible to blooming if you sit at a certain direction of where your seating position is instead of just sitting directly at the TV. So those are kind of like some of the things that I find it kind of interesting that this panel is hopefully will improve on the mini LED technology, and hopefully we'll get into a closer gap when it comes to OLED territory. I'm not saying it's going to be there, but it's nice to see that we're getting closer to what it is. But in the article, it does talk more about Samsung Display that, if anyone didn't know, they no longer are manufacturing LCD panels. And so they outsourcing a lot of their panels now from TCL, CSOS, CSOT specifically. And they was talk about more about the conference, partner conferences as TCL, CSOT once again showcased the WHVA LCD panel and confirmed that will be included in the 2025 Samsung and TCL TV models. So the question is that I don't know if Sony might be using those panels as well, or I know Hisense does theirs a little bit differently as well, and I know LG really have been competitive in the mini LED or LCT realm. Excuse me, mini LED or LCD realm, full array local dimming realm. So who's to say that LG may or may not do it? But Sony, more than likely, they might do it, depending on what they're going to have for next year. But I think it is pretty exciting just to see what they could possibly do. But it also kind of goes into more in detail about some of the viewing angle channel challenges, just like how I mentioned a little bit earlier in this argument, especially on sitting at certain degrees from the angles from the TV, how they could degrade that. So with this new technology or this new panel that they're going to implement for the 2025 year models, is supposed to help with those angles, and hopefully it doesn't degrade the picture by looking at different angles of the screen depending on where you sit at. So I think that's a benefit. I think that's something that is needed, and I definitely want to tip my hat to TCL for. They do a manufacturer for the LCD panels, but it's great to see that they are making a lot of improvements in that area, and hopefully we could get some more information soon at CES, and that would be something that will be in the marks for that. But oh yeah, let me give a shout out to Dave. Hey, how's it going, Dave? Appreciate you stopping by the channel. Yeah, I did one of these kind of like off the cuff type off the cuff type deals where I wanted to go ahead and start streaming. I know I did it Friday, so I'm gonna try to stream more, be more consistent with it. But right now, with some of the news and the holiday season is coming up too, especially with Thanksgiving is tomorrow, kind of want to give out some news and yeah, just want to hang out with everyone too. But all right, besides that. Let me know in the chats what y'all thoughts are when it comes to the newer panels that's going to be coming out. And then plus, I did talk about LG and the G5 specifically when it comes to 165 hertz at 4K. It's going to be interesting to see what other manufacturers are doing as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that a little bit more. Yeah, I got to work on my transition a little bit better. I just noticed that. But I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there when it comes to streaming and stuff. So I'm still working out the kinks. with that. But yeah, besides that, let me know in the chat if y'all guys have any questions. I know I had to put this news out here. I do want to kind of like talk about more about the 2025 TV, especially from LG, TCL, Samsung, Sony, um, Hisense as well, to see what some of my predictions are. But so far, from the news that we got right now, the leak that we have from Flat Panel HD is that we're getting a higher refresh rate at 165 hertz, 4K. Uh, I don't know about when it comes to brightness. I don't know if LG is going to improve with the G5 this year. Next year specifically. I'm already talking about we're in 2025 already, but yeah, curious to know if they're going to do something more improvements, make some updates to the processor. That would be something that would be kind of interesting as well. But but yeah, it would be kind of interesting just to see. Dave over here mentioning that the approved LCD is a benefit. Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's something that I think when it comes to LCDs specifically, I know a lot of people they're not. When it comes to reviews for mini LED or LCD TVs in general, uh, there's has been kind of like I want to say bad reviews when it comes to the mini LED TVs of this year. I think they significantly improved over the previous years, but I think there still has been a I don't know this discussion that OLED technology is going to be reign supreme for forever. And for me personally, when I'm seeing the improvements from LCD realm, I do feel that we are getting to a closer gap when it comes to OLED technology. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say that it's going to be to a point that it's going to be self-emissive. I don't know what's going to come up in the next couple of years, but I think this year in 2024 for the TVs that I have reviewed and have seen for the mini LED TV realm, especially TCL QM8 and the Bravia 9. Now you looked at the Hisense U8N. Those are kind of like the TVs that I've noticed significant improvements in the mini LED realm. The offside angles are a hit issue, and I hope they improve with the new panels that they just announced from TCL for next year. But I feel like the gap is getting closer to the OLED realm. One thing that I am going to say is that when it comes to HDR impact and brightness, that's something that OLEDs are behind mini LED or LCD TV technology in a whole. They are getting closer as well too, but then the gap is getting further when it comes to LCD TVs as well too. Let me go ahead and look at some of the chat too and see what the chat is talking about. But Jordan, what's going on? Just want to go ahead and give a shout out to Jordan. He's talking about he's looking forward to the G5. I am. That's something that is going to be very interesting to see for 2025. Well, when CES come up, and CES is not that far behind, and I want to see what LG uh, have up their sleeves when it comes to the MLA technology. I know that I know I've been saying that I wish they kind of go into the QD-OLED technology realm, but just to see that LG is still constantly making improvements is really good to see and stuff. Even though it's like these incremental increases, like the 165 hertz, and you're not going to have a huge customer base that's going to be utilizing it, because the majority of the time you have people who are either casually gaming on consoles or just watching content and movie content. But if PC gamers specifically, I think it's a huge plus that they upped it from 144 to 165. That is great to see that LG is making those type of improvements. But the question is that what else are they going to be doing with the G5 besides the gaming portion of it? Are they going to make it brighter? Are they going to do better with shadow detail, color reproduction? What are some of the things that they like to see as well with G5? Well, you know what? Good question. Let me know in the comments. What would anyone would like to see from the G5, or what LG would like to announce? Would they like to make more improvements with their processor? They did come out with a new processor earlier this year, which is good. The question is, would you like to see that trickle down to lower models like the C5? What is the C5 going to possibly do for 2025? I know that KG and some other content creators mentioned that the C5 more than likely not going to get the MLA technology. But the question is, are we going to see a little bit of a brightness boost with the newer panels that LG makes? I don't know. Maybe. I'm hoping that they do improve on that. It may not get the MLA technology. More than likely, they probably won't. But it would be nice to see that some benefits or some type of upgrade when it comes to the brightness specifically. But I do want to give. Let me see how the chat is going right now. EP, how's it going over there? Give a shout out to him. I appreciate you stopping by the stream. Yeah, it really means a lot to me and stuff, showing some love. Let me go ahead and see what else. Do we have any other comments? Uh, you know what? We'll talk about. You know what, Jordan? We're going to talk about the Bravia 9 for the PS5 Pro. I'm going to talk about that next. Let me just go ahead and just see if I could go through all the chat first. Dave over here talking about, say, I want to see an 8K processor and a 4K set. Sets a G4 processor and a C and a B. Yeah, so I just mentioned we were just talking about the processors as well too. It would be nice if LG does do that. They might do that. Who knows? We have to wait to CES to kind of confirm a lot of those things. I know I'm not going to be able to go to CES next year, but I know KG stopped the FOMO. I don't know if Brian is going to be going from Tech Therapy, but I know they're going to be reporting a lot of that information for the latest updates. But I'm still going to be doing some videos as well when the announcement comes. I'm going to throw some videos out there as well too. But knowing that, that's something I would like to see LG do, is to improve when it comes to pushing that envelope with the WRGB OLED. I know I've been giving them a lot of slack compared to the QD OLED technology, because I feel, in my opinion, that QD OLED technology is the future. But at the same time, too, looking at LG has been doing some really good improvements, especially with the MLA technology. Now, when it comes to color reproduction, I get it. WRGB is lacking in the QD OLED realm, but I don't know. LG might have something up their sleeve that we don't know about, that they may implement, that may make it better. Who's to say and stuff? So we have to wait and see when it comes to that. Oh yeah, let me give a shout out to Plasma TV Gaming. Oh yeah, go and check his channel out too. This guy has been doing some really good content, especially he was doing some comparison on the S95D and the S90D. This guy has been like pretty much taking those two TVs apart and really dissecting it as in what you could possibly do to kind of get the best bang for your buck. Well, excuse me, I think he had the S95C. He could correct me if I'm wrong, but he definitely been picking those TVs apart as in what you could possibly do to improve when it comes to picture quality. He's been showing some settings as in like to make those TVs a lot brighter. I think it's the S95C. You could correct me if I'm wrong, Plasma. But I think you had the S95C, and I think you had either the S90D or S90C. But check his channel out as well too. Yeah, he has some really good content and stuff. Let me look at some Oh, excuse me. Yep, the S95C and the S90C. Oh, and then he said he's going to be having the S90D coming soon too. But yeah, check his channel out. Yeah, this guy he takes when you're talking about doing a deep dive, as in what to get the best out of those TVs. His channel is really really good. I did review on the S95C. I did like that TV, but I didn't go into a deep dive like the way that Plasma TV is doing. So yeah, check him out. He's really good people too. He does a lot of stuff with gaming as well too. But let me go ahead and look at some other questions as well too. Um, I do want to bring up Plasma. You did mention that you would like to see the fourth QD OLED this year. You know what? That is something that's going to be interesting as well. I don't know what Samsung has up in store. We know that there's going to be an 83-inch version. Well, supposedly it's supposed to be an 83-inch version that was supposed to be leaked. So that's going to be interesting to see. And the other question too is that what other improvements will they make with those panels? One thing is that for me, I don't like the semi gloss. I probably might be the minority in this case. I hope they don't do that for the next year model. I know there's there's a 50-50 division when it comes to semi gloss and not semi gloss. For me, I'm on the side I don't like the semi gloss. That's just my opinion and stuff. I like the glossy screen, and I hope they do that for the next year model and kind of like put the semi gloss on the back burner. And my reasoning is that I know it's good when it comes to if you have bright windows, it's supposed to good with the reflection and stuff like that. But my whole thing when it comes to semi gloss specifically is that sometimes it's just like when it comes to the picture quality wise, I just never been on that realm when it comes to the semi gloss side, and then also too when it comes to cleaning it. And I have multiple monitors that have semi-gloss too, especially if you have some type of oil or pigment on your skin and stuff like that. It's very, very hard to clean that off as well too. So those are kind of like some of the things that I have ruined some monitors and screens because of that. But that's just kind of like my preference. That's something that I would like to see for next year. Is hopefully they just go with the gloss portion of it, but also too, they more than likely they're gonna get brighter with their panels, just like how LG doing with the MLA technology, and more than likely. I mentioned that LG G5 is doing the 165, so Samsung more than likely is probably going to follow suit and do the same exact thing with the QD OLED. It would be nice if they could do a 240, but I don't think Samsung will do that. I could be wrong. I know they do that for their mini LED, the flagship, the 8K model, the QN 800, excuse me, QN 900 D. But it would be nice if Samsung just doesn't just copy LG, but kind of like surpass them when it comes to the gaming side. But that's just me, just hopeful thinking. Uh, Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me go into Dave's comment. Is he said I had the Samsung QD OLED, but the motion is horrible compared to the G3. Even the Sony and the TCL won't be buying another Samsung. Oh wow! So I'm kind of curious to know what Samsung you have specifically. I wonder if it's going to be is it the S95B, S95C, S90C, or the newer year model S95D. I'm kind of curious to know, Dave, which model you have. But motion wise, so for me, I'm when it comes to motion for the Samsung TVs, I do notice that it is lacking compared to the other brands. I do think LG at certain extent is better motion, but when I was looking at the S95C specifically last year, I thought the motion was pretty decent. I didn't think it wasn't on par with Sony specifically, but it was pretty good to a point that that I have to be really super picky with the motion, but you just have to just update the customize the setting. But I know people are more pervious when it comes to motion compared to other people, and I'm one of those type of people that I didn't see too much of an issue. I have noticed some stuttering depending on the fast motion, but that's just OLED technology as a whole. It doesn't matter if you have a Samsung or Sony or an LG, you still kind of like see that because of the technology. But that would be kind of that is something that just I noticed right off the bat. Oh, Dave mentioned that he has the 77S90C. The S95, yeah. So I had the S95C when I did for a review, and from my recollection, or for what I recall, I didn't have any issues with the motion. I thought the motion was pretty decent. I didn't think it was a huge drawback when I was reviewing that TV. And sorry that you didn't have you don't have the greatest experience with the S90C, but yeah, I mean, if you think about going for the LG route, then that would be something as well. But going back to the QD OLED technology, it would be nice to see if, for the gaming side specifically, if they could go up to a 240 hertz, because you can see a lot of the gaming monitors that they came out this year. Uh, they starting to get into that realm with that refresh rate, and I'm kind of curious to know why even LG or even Samsung can go to that same type of level. I wonder if it has a lot to do with when you have a dedicated monitor, when you have something that, when it comes to gaming specifically, that's what it's kind of like the pros and cons with what they can and what they can't do from a regular TV. But it'd be something nice to see for 2025 that Samsung does at 240 hertz. Oh, so Dave was mentioning specifically when it came to sports. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being an issue. But I would say that when I had the TCL QM8, the motion was decent, but I didn't think it was great when it came to sports as well too. I know I didn't do that as part of my review. I should have done that, but it's just compared to motion wise, I think the who has the best motion, I think is Sony, and then I think below that is LG, and then Samsung, and then TCL. And well, actually, I think Hisense does better motion than TCL. So then we Hisense and then TCL. That's kind of like how I kind of like ranked everything, but that's kind of like based off of my opinion, what I have reviewed and seen in the past. But LG has been doing some great strides as well when it comes to motion, especially with their latest chip on the G4. But it's still not there yet and stuff. So I do want to hit this question, and I think Dave mentioned a little bit earlier. Is the If I could find that question? Oh, excuse me, it wasn't Dave. It was Jordan. Forgive me on that one. But Jordan over here asked a question about if the Bravia 9 is going to be good for the PS5. And I would say absolutely. I think the Bravia 9 is a great TV. And um, I think it's definitely a really good TV, especially when it comes to gaming specifically. And And one thing is that I don't think you're going to have an issue. The only drawback with the Bravia 9 is the price, and a lot of people are talking about how expensive that TV is. And then also too, for it being a LCD TV, it's not going to compete with OLED technology when it comes to fast motion, especially when it comes to competitive gameplay. So those are kind of like the things that you have to kind of like think about. But if you do casual gaming, the Barbie 9 is a great TV as well too. And they did some updates as well for the gaming portion of it. Now you can start adding YouTube video, kind of like a side by side screen as well, and you kind of can shrink the size of the screen to a certain extent, which for me, I don't think it's a huge benefit, but I know some people mentioned in the forums that they really like that feature compared to depending on what game they're playing, they like to shrink the size of it. But for me specifically, I just kind of wish they just kind of work on more of their refresh rate, or their response time specifically. Try to get that lower. I know they can't get it quite as low as OLED technology, but I would like Sony to kind of to improve on that for the 2025 models. I also would like to see that Sony would add, well, it's not going to be the Sony Xmas, but it's going to have to do with the MediaTek chip that they get implement. Hopefully, we'll finally get for HDMI 2.1 for all ports, and I would like to see that for the Sony side. And then I will also see them upping from the 120 hertz to 144 hertz, or even higher refresh rates. That would be kind of like nice to see as well too. But knowing Sony's always been the last person or the last company in the gaming realm to kind of like upgrade their stuff. But when they do upgrade their upgrade when it comes to competing with the other manufacturer, they do a really good job. But but they are really lagging in the gaming department, which I find it kind of really surprising, compared to they have the PlayStation, Sony PlayStation, even though they really don't talk to each other, but that's something I think that is a benefit to them compared to other manufacturers like Samsung and LG, because you don't have LG making their own gaming consoles. And same thing as Samsung. I know the Samsung has their own cell phones, and LG and Sony does too. But when it comes to gaming consoles, Sony is the only one that makes gaming consoles, and I find it kind of surprising that Sony is still behind in the gaming realm. Um, Let me see here. Trying to get caught up with the questions. Let me see here. Yeah, I think we all caught up with that. All right. So let's go ahead and switch topics a little bit. Well, actually, before we go ahead and switch topics, uh, the other thing about QD OLED technology that I would like to see is that I don't know if Sony may, well, more than likely, if the 83 inch has been announced or been leaked out from Samsung, more than likely Sony is going to come out with an 83-inch version QD OLED TV as well. It's just a question is that how expensive those TVs going to be? That's going to be something that's going to be kind of interesting. More than likely, I think it's probably going to be in the ballpark of $8,000, knowing Sony, because Sony did something similar to that with Sony A90J. So if you're looking for a bigger screen QD OLED, you're gonna be paying a pretty penny. I don't know what Samsung is going to charge for their 83-inch version. I think they're going to be really competitive to LG. I think it's probably going to be around the same price as the G5 83-inch version. But knowing Samsung, they probably might undercut their prices as well. Maybe $100 less than what LG G5 is going for. So it'll be kind of interesting to see once they start announcing their TVs and the pricing for those TVs as well for the 83-inch version. But yeah, that's going to be interesting as well. Dave mentioned it's going to be $7,000 for the Sony. More than likely, I wouldn't put it past, because Sony doesn't really care about being competitive when it comes to pricing. They feel that they're a high end brand, and they feel like their TVs are a lot more superior than other manufacturers, and they feel like they have better quality. So that's something that's always been Sony. Sony has never been a company that they really care about too much about what the other manufacturers price their TVs at, which I find it kind of interesting, but that's just how Sony works. So we'll see once those announcements starts to come in. Yeah, I would say that Sony is. Um, Somebody said that Sony is arrogant. I would say that Sony is. They are in their own lane when it comes to their TVs, and I'm not going to get into too much about that, but yeah, Sony feels very. Um, they have a way of thinking they about their TVs compared to the other manufacturers. In one case is talking about like the Bravia 9 specifically. Now, the Bravia 9, in my opinion, is one of the best mini LED TVs for 2024. And I would even dare to say that is getting close to is closing that gap when it comes to OLED technology. Not there. I'm not saying is there yet, but sometimes you get a second look each time that you look at that TV and knows how special the Bravia 9 is. But the issue that Sony is going against, in which I don't think they more than likely they don't care is how they price those TVs. Those are kind of like the things that is really hurting Sony, and especially when it comes to the competition like Hisense and TCL, even Samsung as well too. Even though Samsung mini LED TVs aren't the greatest this year, especially with the 8K QN900D, which I just talked about in the last stream last week about if 8K technology is still relevant. Um, Sony just have to hopefully adjust their prices, but more than likely, I don't think they will, and I don't think it's something that they're going to change in the future. I would like them to, but the only way we could have them change the way that they think when it comes to prices is, show them that we go to other manufacturers and buy theirs compared to Sony TVs. So those are kind of like the things that we could possibly do to kind of show them that they need to lower their price. But yeah, curious to know what everyone's thoughts are on that one. Let me see here. Let me go ahead and see if I can catch up with the chat. Let me see here. Some people were mentioning that, yeah, you know what? That is a good question. I don't know what the Bravia 10 is going to be next year, or if it's going to be called the Bravia 10. Um, One thing I would like to see from Sony from the Bravia 10 is that I do want them to get brighter. Of course, I want the mini LED to get brighter. I do want it to get into the 4,000, 5,000 nit range to compete with the TCL and Hisense. I do want them to get better when it comes to the blooming control. When I had the Bravia 9, the 75-inch, I really didn't see blooming that much. I think they did a really good job in that department, especially when it comes to, when it comes to dark scenes, darker scene movies, and when it comes to gaming. Yeah, I really didn't see it that much, but at the same time too, they could do a better job in that area. TCL has done a really, really, really good job in the blooming department compared to Sony, but Sony has made really, really great improvements on the Bravia 9. For the Bravia 10, I hope they continue doing that. Hopefully, they knock our socks off with the next year model by doing something way better than what the Bravia 9 has done. I also would like to see them implement for HDMI 2.1s inputs, because I that that's been one of my sticklers with the Sony TVs in general. It's constantly going to the settings and switching the HDMI settings to uh, VRR or Enhance or Dolby Vision specifically, and those been driving me nuts. And I just hope that Sony just implemented where you don't even have to touch that setting. Like once you plug in your console or once you plug in your streaming device or your Blu-ray player or your AV receiver, it just automatically just does the settings that it's supposed to do. I shouldn't have to go ahead and play with anything when it comes to that settings. That's something I would like to see, not for the Bravia 10, but just all Sony TVs in general for 2025. I also would like to see uh, better gaming features for it with the Sony Bravia 10 and just Sony TVs in general. I think they did a really good job with the gaming menu. They've been late with the gaming features for a long time, but I would like to see them improve more from the gaming side. Because I could see that Samsung, LG, Hisense, TCL still doing a little bit better than Sony, and I think Sony still need to make some improvements on there and stuff. So that's something that I would like to see. Besides that, what I what else I would like to see from the Bravia 10 is that everybody's talking about technology and features wise. I would like to see them get into a bigger size realm, and not a lot of people have been talking about that. The Bravia 9, the biggest size you could possibly get is an 85 inch, but if you go to an X90L, you could get like a 98-inch version, which is great and all, but it's just for me. If you have a flagship TV, you should also go into a 98-inch realm as well too. TCL does it with the QM8. Hisense does it as well too, and it's just that's one thing that I think that LCD TVs need to keep pushing the envelope when it comes to the sizes, TV sizes. Because one thing about OLED technology, the biggest that you possibly get, that is um, that is a price realm for the average consumer is a 83-inch, but anything over the 83-inch realm is something that going to the $20,000 mark or 25,000 mark that LG has, and that's something that not a lot of people can afford. It would be nice to see that Sony Bravia 10, or I'm calling it Bravia 10, but we don't even know what the name is going to be. I would like to see that flagship mini LED TV to go into the 98-inch or even bigger than that at a reasonable price. That would be something that I would like to see. But that's something that I think Sony can do, which I don't understand why they didn't do it for this year. But I would like to see them get at least have a 98-inch version of their flagship TV. But that's just me. I want to know what other people thoughts are with that. But yeah, bigger size screen TVs will be welcome because I do love my 85-inch, but I do wish I want to have a bigger size screen TV. I don't want to get a projector because it's just me getting a projector, getting that, getting the type of screen, having it set up, getting it hung up. It just I had a projector before. There's a lot of things that you have to do as well too. You got to make sure your room is fully equipped when it comes to making it dark, making sure you got the right screen for it. Where's the projector going to be located at? And it's just like I don't want to get into that. I'd rather just get a bigger size screen TV and hopefully like a 98-inch version will satisfy my need. I would like to see 100 version, 110-inch versions in the future, but that would be nice if Sony could start doing that as well. Uh, Let me see here. Let me catch up with the comments because I was just kind of like rambling on. Some people were saying that the Bravia 9 may be a continuation next year. So I think Dave is mentioning that he said, "Oh, hold on for a minute, I grabbed the wrong comment." Dave. Uh, Let me see here. Here it is. I know I saw it. Yeah, so Dave was saying like Bravia 9 will continue another year. He said he bet. I don't know. Maybe. I think Sony I hope Sony will come out with something newer than the Bravia 9. I hope it is not another continuation like how they did the A95L. But but then again, I want to put it past Sony to do something like that. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Sony is going to announce. Now, more than likely, Sony is not going to be at CES or announce anything. So don't get your hopes up for Sony to show up at CES. Sony always does their events separately, so we probably might see some announcement in February February time frame, to see if they make some announcement, or maybe late January, maybe even early March. I don't know. It depends on Sony. Sony has their own schedule of when they want to release things. They like to schedule things when they think they're ready when it comes to their TVs. So I don't know. That's going to be interesting to see. But when it comes to the other manufacturers like Samsung and Hisense and TCL, when it comes to mini LED TVs, I do hope that Samsung will come out with bigger size TVs as well, like their QN900F, the 8K television. I would like them to get into a bigger size than the 85-inch, and then they really need to address their pricing as well too. That would be something to see. Um, Let me see here. Uh, you know what? Yeah. Hey, how's it going, Asa? Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. But I did go over that a little bit earlier in the stream. But if you kind of like missed that, some of the spec that they leaked out was from Flat Panel HD. They did mention that they going to be up in their 4K 144 hertz to 165 for gaming specifically. They didn't go into too much detail of how bright the panel is going to get for the G5, but they did mention that that specifically G5 is certified to have the 165. Now the question is, for when it comes to the C5 specifically, are they going to get the 165? Might, maybe. I'm thinking that LG will do that when it comes to gaming, because usually the C5 and the G4 are very similar when it comes to the gaming features wise, and I don't think LG is going to do that. But then again, I could be totally wrong, and they may make that exclusive just for the G5. But knowing how LG operates, it seemed like the G5 and the C5 always have the same gaming features, except for the panels or the MLA technology. So those are kind of like those were the specs for the G5, and when it comes to that's for the HDMI 2.1 specifically. When it comes to other features as well, they haven't made an official announcement as well for the what they're going to make for the MLA technology, but more than likely it's going to be brighter. How much brighter? That's wait to be determined for CES. But yeah, that's pretty much the latest news off of that. I did also mention too in the stream earlier, just kind of like a recap, because I know people are slowly coming in, because it seemed like people are coming in a little bit later. Maybe I should start doing my stream later as well too. But yeah, let me know in the comments if I should start doing my stream in like 10 or much later and stuff like that. But TCL is coming out with a new VA panel, and Samsung and TCL is going to be utilizing it in the 2025 TVs, where they're going to have better wide viewing angles, better contrast specifically when it comes to their panels. So that's something that's going to be interesting as well for the LCD technology, to see what they're going to have for the 2025 version. More likely, Sony is going to be doing it. Probably going to be implementing the same panel as well too. I don't know about Hisense, because I know Hisense kind of like does that manufacturer. They get their panels differently, separately. Well, different. They get their panels from somewhere else. So I don't know if they're going to use TCL. So that's going to be, I don't know. It's going to be interesting and stuff. And then LG, they've never been competitive in the mini LED TV realm, so I wouldn't even put them in that category. But more than likely, Samsung, TCL, and then more than likely Sony is going to be using the newest panels, especially when it comes to wide viewing angles. Because a lot of issues that we have with the reviews for 2024 is that when you sit off angle, you start to see the color degrade, you start to see the TV being washed out when it comes to content, and that's been like the biggest issues or biggest complaint of LCD TVs for 2024. So hopefully we'll see some huge improvements as well for 2025 versions, and then hopefully they'll implement some other technology as well too that's yet to be announced. Um, Let me see here. Any other questions? Let me see here. Uh, People are talking about the TCL 98 version. You know what? I did see the 98 version, 90-inch version of the QM7 at Best Buy. I'm gonna be throwing out a Black Friday video out um either tomorrow or more than likely Friday, because usually I do my Friday videos. But other than that, um that TV is massive. That 98-inch TCL QM7, and even the Hisense U7N. Those the U7N was 100-inch. Yeah, those TVs are, man. They even in looking at those TVs at Best Buy, those are, man, they are crazy big. And I would like to see Sony get into that realm and not just the X90L. I would like to see their flagship TVs to get to that size, because for me, I would like to have a bigger size screen TV. I know 85, everybody that mentioned that 85 inches is a huge TV. Yeah, it's a big TV, but once you start to get used to it, that's kind of like another thing I'm starting to notice. Once you get used to 85-inch, you kind of want to see what it looks like when you get to a bigger screen. It's just always been my thing. First, I thought that 55-inch was a huge TV, and then I upgraded to a 65-inch, and I said, "Oh, 65 inches. That's plenty enough for me." And then I was like, "Nah, let me see if I could get something a little bit bigger." Then I had the 77-inch TV. And I said, "Okay, I'm good. I'm good at the 77-inch." And then I was like, "No, let me see what the 85-inch version looks." I got to the 85-inch version, and I was like, "Man, this is the pinnacle. This is it. I don't want any size bigger than that." And now I'm thinking about the 98-inch version. So it seemed like I could never be satisfied when it comes to the size of the screen. So, um, yeah, I would like to upgrade to a 98-inch version or a 100-inch screen, and that's something that I would like to see, hopefully in the future and stuff. So, uh, that's funny. That's funny, Dave. Yeah, I might have to do that. I think I'll stop upgrading sizes of screen when they don't fit inside the house or go through the door and stuff. That's why I'll go ahead and stop getting bigger size screen TVs. But until then, um, yeah, I'm gonna keep upgrading to a bigger size screen TV and stuff. And then the other thing too is that, man, if I do upgrade to a 98-inch version, I know it's gonna be a hell just trying to get the 85-inch out of here and sell it or do something with it, or and then unbox a 98-inch version TV, man. Because doing it in the basement, because my ceilings are not that high. They're probably like 8 feet high, but yeah, just getting a 98-inch version box. I think I'm probably gonna have to unbox it outside and then get the TV and haul it in the basement or somehow. I don't know. I don't know. I hate to think about that, but yeah, it's something to do. Um, all right, let's go ahead and switch the topics up a little bit. Give me just a second. All right. I thought I was charging my laptop, but I guess I'm not. So give me just 1 second. Let me go ahead and switch screens to holiday sales, because I think that's something that we want to talk about. And oh yeah, I want to give a shout out to KG too, because he had a post earlier, and hope everything is all well with him and his family, and wish him happy holidays. So just want to go ahead and give him a shout out. Let me go ahead and share my screen. You know what? That's a good question. I don't know if so. Best Buy has been switching up a lot of things nowadays. So now let me go ahead and see if I can. Add the scene. Nope, I don't want to be the spotlight. I want this to be a spotlight. Let me transition to Best Buy. And then EP, let me go ahead and answer your question. Um, I don't know if Best Buy is going to, for the LG G4 right now, they have a current promotion where they are going to include the installation if you buy a 83-inch version, 83-inch G4. But I don't. More than likely, I think they'll be able to negotiate and probably throw in free installation. But at a time, Best Buy used to do free delivery. Well, not free. Well, they still do free delivery, but they switched the installation now as or installing installation now as in they charge for TV installation, um, which is I think it's a negative if you buy a TV from them. But I can understand what Best Buy is trying to do. They're really trying to make their money back because not a lot of people are buying electronics like they used to. So it'll be something to see in the future when it comes to their installation. But to answer your question, EP, I'm not 100% sure. I want to say yes, they do, but we'll see. Let me go ahead and do this. And give me just 1 second. I hate to do this, but I thought I was charging my laptop, but I didn't. It seemed like my battery's about to run down. So give me just 1 second. I'm just hook this charger up right quick. Okay, now everything is charging, so I'm good to go for the stream. But going back to the TCL 98-inch version right now at Best Buy, if anyone is curious, the 98-inch version of TCL QM8 is going for $4,000, which is the same price as the Sony Bravia 9 85-inch version, which is very, very interesting. And so just to see that, um, yeah, that's one thing that when it comes to competition wise, TCL has been kicking it out of the park when it comes to uh, their pricing. And it's something I would like to see Sony do, but I don't think Sony will ever do that. But I think the only thing right now when it comes to pricing wise, so we got the QM7 98-inch version is going for $2,000. We got the Hisense. Now this is a 100-inch, and this is a 2023 model, the U8. I believe it's the U8K version. And then we got the TCL Q6, which is going for $1,600. And which are really good prices. It seemed like a lot of people are going for the bigger size models, which I don't blame them. I'm on the same boat as well. But compared to if you go to the Sony Bravia 9, and then let me go ahead and show my face on here because I just noticed that my face is not on here. I'll put my face right here. Yeah, I noticed that specifically, if you look at the 85-inch version of the Sony Bravia 9, it's going for the same price as the TCL QM8, the 98-inch version. So those are kind of like the questions that you need to ask yourself. Is it worth it to get the sacrifice size? If you could fit a 98-inch version in your house, I don't know if it's going to be a living room, basement, home theater, or whatever the case may be, bedroom. Oh, that would be crazy if it's in the bedroom. Man, yeah, I will send me pictures if you have that in the bedroom. I want to see how that even looks. But going back to the pricing, Bravia 9 compared to TCL QM8, I don't know. That's a real toughie right there. The QM8 is a really good TV. And more than likely, I probably go with the size, the 98-inch version, hands down. Dave over here had mentioned that his is in the bedroom. Man, that's yeah, you're balling on that one. Yeah, you showing out and stuff. So man, that's I could just imagine your spouse or whoever you bring over to the bedroom is that, hey, I got a 98-inch TC, well, not TCL, but I got a 98-inch TV. Yes, that would be that's that's a good thing to show off to some people and stuff. So man, show some pictures, send some pictures if you can and stuff like that. I'm kind of interested to see how that setup is. But yeah, for me, I'll go with the 98-inch version. If I was upgrading and going from an 85-inch, my X95K, if I was going up to a bigger size screen TV, I would go with the TCL QM8. And for me, I thought the QM8 was a good decent TV. Yeah, it has some faults when it comes to Black Crush, and I mentioned that as well numerous times in previous streams, and even my reviews as well too. That the Black Crush is there depending on the content you're watching. And also too, I would like to see additional settings for customization compared to like Samsung, LG, and Sony. When it comes to picture settings, I would like to see them. When it comes to motion wise, uh, that's something that they can improve on. It wasn't a huge issue on my side, but I mean, Sony's still better when it came to the motion. And then the gaming side, I think it was more on my side than anything else. But I was having some issues where I felt like the colors or the mini LED or wasn't fully engaged when I was playing games. So I noticed like I noticed when I was playing games that the TV was like really washed out, and I don't know if the local dimming was enabled when I was playing games on my version. I know people mentioned that some people was running into the issue and some people weren't running into the same issue. But for the model that I reviewed, I was having some issues in the gaming side. So hopefully TCO can update that, or they probably already updated that in a firmware update. But I would like to see that in their future models for 2025. So um, oh, Dave is wilding on this one. This guy said that he said mine's in the bedroom. He said, how do I send a pic? You know what? That's a good question. I want to try to figure that out. I'm still working out how to do the stream, but I probably gonna have you send it through either. I think I have my Instagram. Um, I'll figure that out. Dave, on the next stream, I'm probably going to have a dedicated area where people could go ahead and send their TV setups or their TVs or their living room. You know what? That would be kind of like a good thing to do as well too. As a topic wise, like send me your setup, send me pictures of your living room, and we'll give you kind of like suggestions as in what would be a good recommendations as in based on what TV will be right for that. That'll be something that we could probably do in later stream. And probably KG could join me, or I'll probably go on KG channel and we probably do the same thing. Just give our opinions based on recommendations and stuff like that. Yeah, that's I'm gonna jot that idea down. Thanks a lot, Dave, for doing that. Um, let me see. But besides that, man, that's great that you got a 98-inch version. I probably Dave, anytime you come on the stream, I'm just gonna be talking about you, man. I'm jealous. A 98-inch TV in the bedroom, man. You'll never need to go to the movies, man. I could just imagine that experience. Um, man, that's crazy. But let's go ahead and dive into different TVs because I know I could talk about a 98-inch version TV in there. I'm jealous, man. You balling out here. You doing great things to have a 98-inch TV in the bedroom. All right, so just like how I was mentioning about the TCL QM8, so you got a 98-inch Bravia XR X90L. This thing is going for $5,000, which is, I don't know. We just saw the QM8 going for $4,000. I'm kind of shocked that Sony. I don't know. Sony need to do some price adjustments on their TVs, and specifically the X90L, because that's a 2023 TV, and this is a full array, local dimming. Um, yeah, I don't know why they. I don't know. I don't know why Sony's doing this, but I know I'm kind of like speeding along here. But for them to be competitive, I think this 98-inch version should be around the 2000. I can say the 2000 realm and stuff. I don't know. Let me know in the chat, guys, what you guys think on the X90L. I think that TV is way too expensive for what it is, especially if you're competing with TCL and Hisense on there. Don't get me wrong. Sony processor is second to none. They got the best processor. But when it comes to the LCD TV, the 98-inch X90L that came out last year compared to the 2024 models, those are the kind of like the things that I don't know. I don't know what Sony's thinking on that one. That's something that they need to do some soul searching on when it comes to their prices, especially for a 2023 year model. And I think some of the soul searching is that for especially the lower tier model specifically, yeah, they need to do a price adjustment on there. Now, if this was a Bravia 9, I'm there. I can see seeing that being a $5,000 TV. And that's where I would say, you know what, get the Bravia 9 98-inch version. But we don't have a Bravia 9 98-inch version. We only have the X90L. And they charging a premium on this TV. And I know there's been some okay reviews with it. Me, I seen this TV in Best Buy. I wasn't too impressed with it, in my opinion. And I'm gonna do a video on that coming out either tomorrow or Friday. But yeah, I don't know what Sony's thinking on that. Uh, yeah, they're on their own little realm. All right, let's go ahead and switch that up. Let me make sure I answer some questions too. So, the question is from Jordan. Is the A90L is a good PS5 pro gaming? It's good for pro gaming. Are you talking about? Hmm. That's a good question. Here, let me go ahead and stop the stream. Stop the showing and stuff. And are you sure you're talking about the A90L or are you talking about the A80L? Because I don't think there's no 90L. I know there's an 80L, but not not a 90L. Maybe you need to clarify that a little bit, Jordan, on that one. If you're talking about the A80L, yeah, that's a decent TV. Decent TV. Oh, Dave out here sent it. He sent it to my Instagram. Oh, I hit the mic for a second. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can pull that bad boy up. Let me see here. Let me see if I can pull that up. Chat. Am I on Instagram? Oops, I'm on the wrong one. Yep. Oh, goodness gracious. Man, let me see if I can show this. Dave, man, this TV is yeah, it's on another level. Would you be okay if I could show this, Dave? Let me see here, because he sent this in the channel. Let me see if I could figure out how to. Yeah, oops. Let me hide that right quick. Dave, if you're okay, if I have your permission, let me see if I could pull my IG Instagram. Give me a second. Hopefully I'm connected. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Give me a second, Dave. Let me see if I can pull. And hold on for a second. Let me see if I can pull this up. Hold on. I'm having issues with my Instagram. Yeah, let me see if I could try to figure out. I thought I could pull it up, but I guess I can't for whatever reason. But anyway, let me see if I could do this. Oh, I could do this. Let me see if I can save this. Yeah, photo saved. Yeah, I didn't do that. I think I could do this. Oh, I figured out a way. Let me see if I can show this. What's going on, SD? How's everything going? Let's see if I can share this. Open this. And let me see if I can share this with the group. All right, I'm getting these controls together, so bear with me. Let me share. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Transition, share, window. Think I got it. Let's see if I got this. Add the screen. Okay, I think I got it. All right, so this is Dave 98-inch QM8 in his bedroom. Man, this TV is crazy. This is a crazy TV. Oh my goodness. Dave, I'm so envious of you right now, man. Man, in his bedroom. How did you even get that installed? I am like curious to see how you got that installed. Did you do it yourself, Dave? I'm kind of curious. Or did you have, man, what kind of installations did you run into? That's kind of like oh yeah, 4 friends. Oh, that's funny. That is hilarious. Man, that is, how long did it take you just, man, it took 4 friends to install this. Man. Dude, that's cool. Man, that looks awesome. All right. Let me go ahead and, dude, that's really good. 2 hours. It took them 2 hours to install a 98-inch version. Man, dude, that's good. Man, man, I'm envious of that. That's really good. Yeah, man. I know you loving that QM8 right now, because that QM8 is a good TV. That 98-inch version. Man, I could just imagine you just in the bed, just watching whatever content you watching. And man, anyway, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. Man, congrats on the QM8. Man, it's going for a good price for that TV. Let me go ahead and start sharing. You got that. Okay, sorry about that. So it's 2 years. So you got the TV 2 years ago. So are you thinking about upgrading? I'm kind of curious to know if you're going to be up if you want to try to upgrade. But man, I don't know. Just to even upgrade, I wonder how you even going to nail that. All right, let me go ahead and switch. I want to transition to. Said it took him 2 hours. If anyone is curious, took him 2 hours just to install that TV. But let's go ahead and talk about. Okay, so going back to Jordan in the chat, he said he meant the X90L. Yeah, the TV is decent. Is the X90L is an okay TV for the PS5 Pro. Um, and the reason why I'm saying it's an okay TV, in my opinion, I think it's just okay. When it comes to the other competition like Hisense TCL, Samsung, uh, I think bang for your buck, I think TCL, Hisense, or even Samsung would be a better bet if you're thinking about again the X90L. I think the X90L is a decent TV, but when it comes to technology wise and features wise, I think for the same price, I think those other manufacturers will be better. If you really think about getting the LCD TV, specifically, I really don't know what your budget is um, at this moment, but it is a okay TV for the PS5 Pro. You won't have any issues at all with it, especially with the gaming features that they have here. But I would kind of pivot towards those other brands, especially the X90L. The X90L is just an okay TV in my opinion. And I'm not knocking people who already own the X90L. I think it's I know that if you're happy with your purchase, be happy with your purchase. But I feel like for the price of the X90L, I just think that other brands would probably be better in that case and stuff. The only thing that the X90L is really going for is the process that the XR processor, which Sony has one of the best processors out there in the game, but the processor can only do so much if that makes sense. So um, yeah, that's just my 2 cents with that. Um, But oh, Dave said, "Heck no, he's not gonna upgrade." That's hilarious. All right, let me know if anyone's any curious. Want to talk about any other deals? Um, I went over TCL, QM8. I talked about Sony Bravia 9, the A80L. That's a really good TV. Last year model. If you look at the A80L, 65 inch is going for $1,500, which, eh, um, I think it could do a better price. I think it should be hovering around. I think if they would have knocked it down to like $1,100 for a 2023 TV last year model, I think they could have done the better job because I think the Bravia 8 is a really good TV as well. But it's just like one thing is going against Sony, and I don't know. A lot of people are going to have a debate on over this because Sony makes really, really good TVs, but it's just when it comes to pricing, and I mentioned that throughout the stream, they could do a better job in that area. So, uh, but it's nice to see that you could get an A80L for $1,500, but I think you could get a better deal with the Samsung. Specifically, if I'm looking at here, a Samsung S90D. And the reason why I'm not showing the S90C because they already sold. It looked like they already sold out those TVs. But yeah, if you get a S90D specifically, you could get this TV for $1,400, which Sony was showing at 15. And so that's something that I I don't know. Some of the things I kind of like look at Sony and stuff is like I can understand some of the pricing, but sometimes I don't understand the pricing. Just like the A95L. The A95L is one of the best. Well, it is the best QD OLED TV for not only 2023 but 2024 as well. But I still, I don't know. It's just the price of that TV is still one of those topics that I I, I just kind of wish that was I wish it was more competitive in that area. Yeah, and the more I'm kind of like thinking about this as I'm just talking to everyone right now, when the A90J came out at that time, Sony didn't upgrade from the A90J for 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, and they really didn't go down in price that much either. So it's just that's always been Sony's philosophy, but I kind of hope they kind of change that in the future. I don't think they're going to do that for 2025, but hopefully in 2026 they'll start to do that. But that's just kind of like Sony's thing and stuff. So um, kind of curious to know what people's thoughts are with that. All right, we're gonna keep the chat going for. I mean, we're gonna keep the stream going for a couple more minutes. I didn't think I was gonna be on the stream for this long. Let's see. Oh, you know what? EP, that's a good question. Is the A95L cheaper? You know what? Let's look that up right now. Sony A95L. So we got the 65 inch. No, I'm gonna go 77 inch. So let's look at 77 inch A95L. No, it's not cheaper. It's going for $4,800. So you get a cool $200 off for the 895L. So this is going back to Sony's pricing philosophy. They have not changed at all. Let me go ahead and take your chat off. Um, no, no, they didn't go down in their price on the 895L. It's still going for $4,800. Don't get me wrong, it's the best TV 2023 and 2024. But man, that TV is expensive, especially if I look at what's the did it got the competitors, or are you just going by price? Compare similar products. So I thought they probably had the let's go Samsung S95D. Yeah, so if you look at a Samsung S95D, it's going for $3,500 compared to Sony A95L. Oh man, buddy, I love seeing you in the chat. Yeah, buddy out here is making me laugh. Yeah, so he said specifically Sony is using the Apple playbook. Yeah, yeah, Sony is definitely on this high horse when it comes to pricing. It doesn't give two two shits about what they really care about when it comes to pricing and stuff. So I don't know what the hell they are on when it comes to their pricing, but yeah, I am I really don't know. All right. Yeah, let me so I'm gonna go back to the Sony A95L. Let me go back here. Let me do that right now. Yeah, we're looking at $4,800, and yeah, it's crazy for a 77 inch. But I'm not going to deter people from getting this TV. It's a good TV. It's a phenomenal TV. It's a really 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 good TV. But the issue that I have with it is that come on Sony, you could do better with the pricing and stuff. So I think that's going to be my motto for this stream. Um, Marcus over here. Let me get let me get Marcus in here. So Marcus always says it might as well have left it at 5K. Yeah. Um, yes, it's a slap in the face. I'm not gonna lie. I think I think Sony could throw in at least some free speakers or some well you could probably get some you get some free movies with the Bravia core. So I think you get 10 free movies. So I hope that helps. But yeah, you paying a pretty penny for that TV, A95L. But it's a really good TV. It's like if you could afford it. And yeah, that's a really good TV. Um, let me see here. Let's go to the G4. Yeah, you know what? I didn't even talk about the LG G4 pricing and stuff. So, and I did mention that they are having a special with the LG G4. I'm about to go to Best Buy is. You remember I was talking about free installation? So Best Buy is pretty slick. So you can't get free installation for a 65-inch G4. Uh, but if you go to a 77-inch G4 TV, you get free installation for $3,500, which is good. But one thing that kind of like grinds my gears about Best Buy specifically is like if you have I think they changed the name of it, like the Total Tech, you pay 180 or whatever it is a year for the program because I'm on that program as well too. They strip away the whole free shipping, free not the free shipping, but the free installation, and I think I think that was a huge negative on Best Buy part. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. That'll be for another stream, but I Best Buy kind of like they dropped the ball on that one and stuff. So they should at least throw in if you do the Total Tech membership, I think they should throw in like a couple of free installations, 2 or 3 free installation. And if you go over that amount, then yeah, they should charge you. But it's like if you're a Total Tech member and you're paying 180 or whatever it is, the price is going for. I think at the time before I renewed my membership, I think I used to pay $200, but I think it's 180 and stuff like that. But going down, they should give you free installation to a certain amount of TVs and stuff. But yeah, um, that's kind of like my 2 cents. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Marcus, you're right. I do think that the Total Tech is they need some improvements. They need some improvements. That's why I need to do some improvements with their Total Tech system and their pricing and stuff. I don't know why they charge. Every time I look at it, they always make some modifications and they send you an email and they'll tell you until you start buying it. Or I really don't pay attention to that much to the fine detail. But I just noticed that Best Buy hasn't been the best when it comes to that. And I don't know. I don't know if Best Buy is going to keep taking stuff off their membership, which is bad and stuff. But yeah, that's just something that if Best Buy is looking at this, you guys need to do something about the installation. If you pay a Total Tech package, you need to throw in some type of free installation for X amount of TVs, maybe 1 free installation or 2 free installation, whatever the case may be. You can't just say like, yeah, you get the Total Tech, but then you have to pay $200 for an installation fee for a TV, for whatever size of room. It doesn't make sense. So I'm not going to pay $400 or $500 for just installation. That's just crazy and stuff. So, but anyway, anywho, um, Let me see here. SD talking about like Totech is he said got me a new Dyson vacuum cleaner, which would have been out of warranty. He said he would have lost $500. Yeah, so you do get some benefits with Totech. So I'm not, it's not all negative and everything. So I just think that if you have a subscription to it, it's just like they need to do a little bit better job. I know they're tweaking it here and there and stuff, but I just think that Best Buy could do a little bit better, especially when it comes to the TV area. When it comes to installation, I think they should start adding on adding on that subscription part of your part of that. So that's just me. Um, and then also too, if you buy a lot of stuff at Best Buy, I do agree with you. Agree with SD on this one. If you buy a lot of stuff at Best Buy, it's kind of like a no brainer to get that subscription. So, uh, but going back to LG G4 before I noticed the whole free installation, they are going at the same price as the 7070 Samsung S95D. And if you look at some of the reviews, people will say that S95D is better. Some people will say the G4 is better, depending on who you talk to in preference. So for me, both TVs are great. Both TVs are good. If you want to know my opinion, which one is better, I will say the S95D because I like the QD OLED technology, and also too, you notice when it comes to the color reproduction, and uh, when it comes to that technology, it is superior with the WRGB OLED from LG. I know LG has made some improvements with the MLA technology, but those are just my 2 cents. You have a lot of reviewers as well will say that S95D is better in that regards. So seeing both of them neck and neck with each other, I know that LG have a newer processor, newer chip, but I think for them, if they want to compete against Samsung, uh, especially when it comes to the technology base, I think LG just need to be a little bit cheaper. I think maybe $100, maybe $200 should be cheaper than the S95, than the QD OLED technology. But that's just kind of like my opinion. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to know what other people's thoughts are on that. Um, Let me see here. Let me see if I could catch up with the chat. Da, 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 da. Dave over here mentioning that if you are in a light control room, 83-inch B4 is the real deal. You know what? Let's go ahead and look that up. LG B4. You know what? I did check out the LG B4. I did see an 83-inch version. Yeah, that's a really good TV. Definitely good bang for you. But let me see here. Let's see if the 83-inch version will pop up. Yeah, actually, it's a really good TV as well too. Um, Now, granted, it doesn't have the MLA technology, but or it doesn't have the 144 hertz gaming features that um, the C4 has as well. But it does have 120 hertz, which is pretty good, and it does have the older processor, uh, which is not that bad. So going back to the pricing of it, yeah, you know what, Dave, you make a good point. Yeah, the B4 will be a good deal as well. 2400, 25, excuse me, 2500 for the TV. Um, but you know what, buddy? I just got distracted by your message here. And you know what? And stop the FOMO. FOMO did do a video on this. Let's see if it comes up. I know there's a little bit of delay, but uh, I don't know how this is going to impact for 2025 TVs as in prices wise, pricing. But yeah, there has been some mention about tariffs. Um, so that I don't know if it's going to impact TVs for next year. I don't know. I really hope not. There's been talks about it. I'm not here to talk about anything politics wise whatsoever. But going back to Buddy's point, and Buddy is right. Is that you may see some impact for TV pricing for 2025. I don't know what that impact is, if it's gonna and how much higher it will be. But yeah, that is the reason why you don't see lower prices on TVs around this time is because of the talks about tariffs. I really hope it's not true. Hopefully, we don't get any crazy prices for next year for 2025. But at the same time, too, you may see an increase and stuff. Oh, let me give a shout out to Classy. I see Classy out here in the chat. Man, gotta see some video. I said, hopefully, see some videos soon. And I love seeing Classy stopping by too. Man, he's a really good person, and it's good when it comes to calibration. Classy is awesome. Um, Check out his channel, Classy Tech Calibration. He does some really good videos as well. He haven't came out with a video, some videos in a while, but at the same time too, when it comes to calibration, this guy, when it comes to knowledge, that he's the go-to person and go to Classy for anything when it comes to calibration wise. If you think about getting your TV calibrated or whatever the case may be, or just to talk to him just in general about TV suggestions, he is your guy and stuff. He is phenomenal. So go ahead and check him out. Contact him when it comes to that. So I had to give Classy a shout out as well on there. But other than that, is there any other? Oh man, like once we brought up the whole tariffs, it's like all this stuff started coming up. Um, Besides the whole tariffs, is there any other questions that anybody have? Let me see here. I'm seeing if I can catch up with the chat. Let me see here. I think I caught up with everything. All right. Let me know in the chat. Let me go ahead and transition back. Yeah, let me know in the chat if anybody have any questions about anything TV related or anything that we talked about earlier today when it comes to the G5 leak specs, the new panel technology from LCD coming from TCL that Samsung is going to be using for the 2025 TVs. Question about what we're going to see in 2025 for the next TVs. Let me know in the chat. I'm going to leave this chat open for a couple more minutes. If I do got a question right here. LG 97-inch B series. When? Double R. You know what? LC. You know what? That's a good question. You know what? I don't know if LG is going to. You know what? That's a good question. I don't have the answer to that. To be honest with you, or as in specifically when that as in when. I know LG haven't made any type of announcements, official announcements yet. but it would. I'll keep you posted, Double R. When the news come out, and I'll talk about it in the stream or talk about it in the future video. But yeah, we talked about in earlier in the stream. I would like to see bigger size screen TVs. So hopefully, we'll have some more news for CES coming up soon. And I know that hopefully we'll know something about that. Is there? Let me see. Just check the chat. All right, we're talking for almost 2 hours, everyone. So let me go ahead and wrap this up. So other than that, I will be putting out a video talk about Black Friday prices. I did visit BJ, Sam's Club, Best Buy, Micro Center as well, showing what the latest prices are. Samsung, BJ's, Costco's, they got some really good prices on TVs right now. They're pretty much identical to what Best Buy is offering, but the only difference is that if you go to Costco's or Sam's Club, and I'll let you know in the video as well too, they got some really good warranties. I know BJ does 3-year warranties for depending on the TVs that you get. Samsung does 5-year warranties depending on which TV you get from there, like the C4 specifically. They have a 5-year warranty, which is really good. Costco's they also offer similar warranties as well too. Now, when it comes to Best Buy, I know Best Buy is very competitive with their pricing, but when it comes to warranty, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know what they're gonna offer, but those are something that I'm going to show in the video as well, which is don't sleep on Costco, Sam's Club, or BJ's when it comes to TV buying. They do offer really good warranties. So that's something just to keep in mind. Let me see here. EP, I do want to. I'll recap it again because I've been talking for almost a couple of hours now, and I could keep this chat. I keep the stream going, but it seemed like not a lot of people are asking questions, so that's why I just don't want to keep sound like a broken record and talk about the same thing over and over again. But if I do want to recap on G5, let me see if I could bring that article up. Now this is for you, EP, because man, I don't know if that's not the right one. Let me get the right source. And I'll go ahead and show this to you, EP, because you know what? You asked it just before the stream ends. Here's your question. I know you came a little bit late, and I know I did this stream at the last minute, but since you're here and since you've been supporting me for so long, here's the latest thing about LG that they talked about, and I talked about this. Didn't mean to zoom in. Talk about LG. So what they have announced and what Flat Panel HD has said in their article, and this article is a couple of days old. I would have did this earlier, but I rather just do this in the stream. They mentioned that the G5 is going to be certified to support 165 hertz support. For the G4, we only have 144 hertz, but the G5 is going to go up from 144 to 165 hertz for gaming. So it's good news if you're a PC gamer. If you're just a console gamer, it's not going to really benefit you that much because now Xbox and PlayStation, they only do 4K 120, especially depending on the games, and they're kind of struggling at the moment. But if you're a PC gamer and you got a graphics card that kind of supports that, and you heavy on the PC game, this is great for you specifically, or anybody out there who's looking for a TV that's capable of doing that. I know we got gaming monitors that does way higher than 165, but nice to see that LG is implementing some these updates or upgrades to their TV. I don't know if it's going to show up on the C5 because it did show that does have some photos of the C5 next to the G5. So the C5 is on the left and then G5 is on the right. Looking at both screens, I don't know if they're going to be supporting the C5 is going to be supporting 165. Um, I think it's maybe and stuff. I'm on the fence. I want to say likely, maybe. Uh, we'll see. They didn't talk about too much about other specs besides that. Uh, we did talk about that. More than likely, LG is going to make there's going to be an upgrade to the MLA technology. This me just hypothesizing and just thinking that they will because they want to be competitive against Samsung QD OLED technology. But I don't know how much that of an improvement that's going to be. That's wait to be determined at CES. So I would know. I would definitely keep everyone updated with that. But besides that, that's pretty much the only thing that's been leaked out when it comes to LG. But when I do get some more information, EP, I'm looking at you right now, buddy, because you're a great supporter. I'll let you know. I won't keep doing these streams with KG and hopefully get Classy on here one of these days too. It would be nice to get an honor, get FOMO, get Brian on here. We'll see. We'll see if FOMO and Brian will join one of these streams and stuff. But yeah, I'll keep everyone posted when it comes to those rumors and latest leaks when it comes to the TV realm. I talk about gaming as well too. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me go ahead and stop sharing. All right, besides that, is there any final questions? If not, I just want to say thank you everyone for stopping by to chill out with me on the stream. This is my third time doing this. Hold on for a minute. I was about to end it, but then Dave over here. Hold on for a minute. Let me see if I can do these air horns for a minute. Love, Dave. I appreciate you. Oh, hold on for a minute. Oh, buddy over here showing some love too. Hold on for a minute. Buddy. Hold on for a minute. I didn't do this last time because you donated to me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys sharing love and donating to the stream. I'm trying to get better with each stream, so hopefully I'm starting to get more comfortable. I noticed that each stream I'm starting to get a little bit better and better. But let me know what you guys think about that, buddy, man. Dave over here with the $10 donation, I appreciate that, buddy. With the $10 donation, I definitely appreciate that as well too, guys. I want to say thank you for just coming by and just supporting the chat and stuff and supporting the stream. I hope you guys had a good time just relaxing, chilling out. I love talking about TV technology. I love talking about just technology in general. I love talking about gaming with you guys. And hopefully this place would be somewhere where you could just come and chill out, relax, be yourself and stuff like that. This is kind of like the reason why I started the channel and just to have fun with everyone. But I am going to go ahead and oh, that's funny. SD, I'll work on that horn. I'll work on the horn and stuff like that. I'm still getting used to the stream. This is the first time me doing the horn on the stream, but it did wake a lot of people up when I did that horn. So, which we try to keep this more entertaining and stuff like that. I don't want to have this boring and just fall asleep and talk about TVs and doing this stuff. We want to be a little bit more upbeat and have a good time, entertainment. I'm probably going to do some more streaming, do some gaming, do some more videos, do some more TV reviews, showing some settings and stuff like that, comparison and stuff. So I want you guys to keep on the lookout for that. But oh, that's funny. SD talking about his wife over here. My all right. Sorry to the spouse over there. I'll try to keep it down. But yeah, other than that, I appreciate everyone stopping by the stream and showing your support. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know in the chat what y'all like to see as a future topic wise, what y'all like to see in the stream. And other than that, I'm about to go ahead and sign out and stuff. And I appreciate everyone from stopping by. Hopefully, hold on. Oh my goodness, double R. Okay, hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute. I was about to go ahead and sign out, but double R over here came out with a $10 donation. SD, tell your wife, I'm sorry, but I have to do the horn. So I had to do the horn. Double R, thank you so much for sharing some love and support by doing a $10 donation. I greatly appreciate it. Buddy over here laughing, SD laughing. But yeah, that's pretty much what it's all about. We got to have some fun here in the stream. Have chill out with everyone, and then yeah, gotta have some fun out here and stuff. We can't make this boring. We gotta make this exciting, and yeah, have fun. But other than that, I'm about to go ahead and end the stream and catch everyone on the next one. And don't forget to hit that like and the subscribe button. And until next time, I see everyone on the next one. All right, take care, everyone. All right, bye.